All right. Here's another hot topic. I just think that please, before I even start, subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. 10,000 subscribers, and also like this video and share the video, please. One thing I'm gonna say is this video is about the African Union, and I'm gonna say right now, the African Union is not African. It is European Union in Africa. And I'm gonna repeat that. African Union is not African. It's European Union in Africa. And Africans maybe should start thinking of boycotting it or doing some referendums to make it African the way it's supposed to be. Okay? This is why I say that, right? We all know, if you are not on YouTube, maybe it's your first time on YouTube, look up Dr. Arikana Chiwombori. This is a former ambassador, African Union ambassador to the United States. But on top of that, she's an accomplished doctor. She's working as a doctor for 25 years in the US. Originally from Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. Great woman. It's like one of those great West African queens has just come back. And she's trying to hold on to the golden stool. She doesn't want to give it up. She's done so much in a little time, in a short period of time in the political arena. When she was the only person who was speaking against France. And before we knew it, Benin started talking of getting their money from France. The only country, the only woman. This is a woman. This is what I'm saying. If you look at, this is what I say. Educate women. This is what I think we need to educate our women. If you have daughters, educate them. Invest money in them. Because I believe maybe they hold the future of our continent. Because men have failed this. Men want to be superstars. Men want to be like, they want to be like P. Diddy. Maybe we need women this time. Okay? So, she spoke out against France. And the African Union this is what I don't understand. If you've ever been to the European Union, you're not going to find African delegates at the European Union. Or any union, the Asian Union or whatever. Nah. It's only member countries and people from member countries. In Africa, when they have the African Union, there's the European delegates. And then you think Africans are independent. You know why there is? Because they're the ones that give African Union the money. It was Paul Kagame, and this is why Paul Kagame is my president. And I'll keep supporting this man 100%. It was Paul Kagame who said, this does not make sense. Why don't we find a way to fund the African Union? 55 countries in Africa. We should be able to fund it. And they came up with an algorithm to do with people in and out of the airport. It's only that COVID has hit now. To fund, to pay for the African Union, which I think is great. But the thing is, we took that as normal, where we had European delegates at the African Union. So you can't even, if you are trying to invade the country like Portugal, we can't even discuss that because they will know. So it's because we've accepted, this is what I always say, we've set our bar so low, we've accepted inferiority, our leaders especially. I think most African people have not. They want to do great. They want to belong to a great nation. They want to belong to a great people that believe in themselves, that believes in their own destiny. But our leaders are so gullible. Our leaders are so corrupt. Our leaders are so disorganized. Our leaders, they're the shittiest leaders in the world, period. And when I said once about having them gassed, maybe we take about 8 of the good ones and the rest of them gas them, some people had to say, oh, that's too much. And that's the African problem we have. In China, if someone is corrupt, you go into the gallows. And look, no corruption. If you do that in Africa, oh, he's too much, he's a dictator. But that's how you bring discipline. That's how you bring the best out of people. Sometimes you gotta put up rules that hinders, or laws that hinders people from doing certain things. Okay? So here's the thing. Here's this woman speaks against France. She tells us why most French colonies are still poor and how France operates. She tells us, she lets us know. And some African leaders listen and they start waking up. France hates her guts. But France, because they control, just like the rest of the European Union, control what's happening in Africa, that's why they had to kill Gaddafi. Gaddafi was not killed by Africans. Gaddafi was killed by Europeans. Gaddafi didn't do anything wrong to Africans. Wherever this man went, even in America, he gave Farrakhan, and Farrakhan has even told this story. It's not just me saying it. Look it up. He gave Farrakhan $10 million to build something for the what do you call it? What's the Islamic thing Farrakhan belongs to, the IOA or something like that. He gave them that everywhere he went. He's not a perfect person, but hey, he brought water to every house in Libya. And remember, Libya is a desert. And he did that. He was sending kids out. You look at some of the speeches he used to give to his people when he was sending these youths out to go and study. So Africans didn't kill Gaddafi, but we killed him indirectly because we don't have a strong army to be able to protect our own. This is why they've set up the Hague, the International Criminal Court. Have you ever seen an American president going there? Have you ever seen any true European presidents going there? No. Right now, the guy that killed Gaddafi, who was found to be corrupt and a useless leader by the name of Sarkozy, to me it sounds like, Sark all day. That's how his name sounds like. He killed Gaddafi for no reason. Even Bellissimo, the president of, by that time was the minister of, prime minister of Italy, knew there was no reason to kill Gaddafi, and he even told him, but his ego is what killed Gaddafi, and Africans have no say about it. And this is why we are doomed. This is why I like what China is doing. You can't do that to China. China won't even extradite one of their own, even if they killed 1 million people anyway. Whether in America or whatever, they're not going to do it. Because, hey, if you mess with him, you mess with all of us. In Africa, it's nothing like that. And this is why I even said in my previous video, your skin is what we should be protecting. Our skin is what we should be fighting for. This color, that color is what we should be standing for, not this individualistic. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Then we become strong. But we don't do that. So Gaddafi ended up dying like a dog who did so much for his country, and today Libya is a war zone. Without him, Libyans are suffering more. So you can't say, oh, we went there to rescue you. We didn't rescue them. It's not you got free access to oil. Same thing. So this woman exposes France. The French, and this is why they do. They have their little traitors, who we call traitors, but to them they use these people. So there's a man called Moussa Faki. He's up there in the on the African Union. He's not the leader, so at the moment the leader is Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, but it's like the second. I can't remember what his position is exactly, but he's the second from almost like Cyril Ramaphosa. His name is Moussa Faki. This guy's got a name I can't even say his name in front of my kids because it sounds funny. Moussa Faki, more like F off, So the Dr. Arikana Chwambori stands up. She gets fired. France uses Mr. Moussa Faki. Uses him to fire Dr. Chwambori. So she gets fired. Chwambori, she's got people and she's trying to do something. This is a woman who's dedicating her life pretty much to the African cause. The position Moussa Faki was serving his last term. I think his term is ending this year. And people have to come in, people that want to be part of it, but that want to challenge his position, allow us to put in applications. There was a man, I think from Ghana, who was supposed to challenge that position, and Dr. Chwambori was going to support this man. France comes in through Moussa Faki. This guy just, to be honest, it pisses me off. Through this, and they paid off this guy from Ghana, and I don't know, I feel like France must have sent maybe a couple of $1 million to most African leaders, because now what they're saying is, oh, Moussa Faki is going to go on uncontested, unopposed, when when Dr. Arikana Chombori found out that one of the guys that was going to challenge him, who was actually going to win, like she puts this, Musa Faki could run against a hippo, a monkey, a pig, and the animals will win. That's how terrible this man is. He hasn't done anything for the continent of Africa. Okay? He has done nothing. You know. However, because African leaders, so dumb, the shittiest. It's just most of them are. And I don't care what you think. You know, because if they were great, there's no one who would be focusing on $8 billion of aid instead of focusing on $100 billion that's been looted out of the continent. So I don't care if you get upset because I call your president like that. That's up to you. You know, and what happens when you have shitty presidents? Shitty presidents only rule over shithole countries. That's why they don't want to make these countries great, because shitty president will prefer to rule over a shithole country. Okay? So I'm so upset about this, man. So, the French or the EU managed to bribe most African presidents to say they are going to support Musa Faki and it's going to be unopposed. Even though Dr. Chombori, when she found out the guy who was supposed to challenge him had chosen not to contest, she put in a request to be part of it. And nothing happened. You know, nothing happened. They didn't even look at her application. You know, they just said, no, he's going to go unopposed. Unopposed, the man who hasn't done anything. And they're going to give one of the greatest things that have come out of the EU, probably in the last 24 months, is the African free trade. Now, Musa Faki, who's, by the way, corrupt, controlled by the EU, mostly France, who we know, even Sarkozy said it, he insulted Africans in Dakar. So it tells you their mentality is now that guy is going to be the guy who's going to be running the most important event in African history, the African free trade. Do you think it's going to work? No, it's not going to work. And African leaders are there allowing this idiot to run it unopposed. If Dr. Chombori was given that job, dude, you will see things happening, because this woman is determined. She's putting her life on the line for the progress of our continent. Musa Faki is trying to benefit himself. Apparently, he wants to be the president of Chad. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Right now, they said something about silencing the guns, right? In Africa. America has brought ISIS to Mozambique, right? Because of the gas. You know, because you know how they do this thing. They while you guys are fighting each other, they're taking the oil, and that's what they want to do in Mozambique. Since the gas and since America invested heavily in it, because they didn't want China to take over, because China was going to invest in it, America now wants to invest in it. And what they've decided to do is to bring ISIS with them. You know, and instead of the African Union, Musa Faki and Ramaphosa standing up, there's a group of people in the northern part of Mozambique causing so much chaos. This is where the gas is, causing so much chaos. If all the countries in southern region of Africa, South Africa being one of them, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Malawi, even Tanzania, Zambia, put up an army to go and get rid of these people in the northern part, this ISIS group, once and for all, they could do it, but they don't want to do it. That's how you silence the guns. You know, I don't know why these people take so long. Look what happens with Boko Haram in Nigeria. They're still there. Nigeria is one of the bigger economies in Africa, and they can't get rid of Boko Haram. You know, so all the countries now that are watching, but what they don't realize is this: if chaos ensues in Mozambique, it's more likely to go into China, because then this ISIS group is going to think, oh wow, we got free pass. We can just be going all over. They're gonna go to Malawi, they're gonna go to Zambia, all these countries, but they're not realized, because our leaders don't ever think ahead. They don't. They think about the now. Give me the money. France, oh, you want Musa Faki to continue? How much? 2 million. Done. Musa Faki unopposed. He gets the $2 million. That's how they operate. They don't look after us. Some of these leaders have been selling us for the past 400 years. Not even 400 years, for the past 600 years, since our dark ages began in the 1400s. These people have been selling us, you know, and at some point we need to start realizing who these people truly are. You know, some of these leaders are so bad, they deserve to be killed. That's why I say we should gas them, and everyone gets into this. Some of these leaders don't deserve to be leaders at all. You know, they're doing nothing. They're doing nothing. So now, instead of Mozambique develop, because if Mozambique develops as an economy, imagine the whole southern region was going to benefit from it. Mozambique was going to be the second gas producer in the world. You know, if we run that ourselves, imagine how many jobs it will create, how much income it will generate. Because then it's going to let people from across other countries, not just in Southern Africa, but in all of Africa, to go there and get jobs. Because already there's people from Rwanda, whatever, working in Mozambique. If when this thing comes to fruition and at its peak, it's going to create so much employment for Africans. But they're not trying to protect it because we don't have forward thinkers. Yeah, we have leaders that they only think about today. So in the next 5 years, Southern Africa could be on fire because of this ISIS. And this is what they want. People want to see us suffer. Look what they've done to Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is suffering right now because they've sanctioned it. They've put sanctions on Zimbabwe. And Africans, we can't do nothing about it. We are even following the sanctions. Oh, we can't trade with them because of the sanctions. Because you're trying to protect the $100 million that America gives you in aid when you're losing $1 billion. Instead of protecting $1 billion and not worrying about what these countries are telling us, we're not doing it. We are so worried about making peace with them. Look at Zimbabwe is now going down. Zimbabwe, most educated group of people if anything in the whole world. You know, they can work hard, they can do something, but they can't sell their products because of sanctions. And now people are saying, oh, you see, this is why we tell you, you need white people, because without white people, economy collapses. Nah, it's only collapsing because of your sanctions. And this is what I call white supremacy. That's the white supremacy that keeps black people down. And if we want to fight that, we should create black supremacy. You don't have to go and start asking white people to change. Let them be. Move aside, encourage your own people to create black supremacy. And we focus on that. Okay? It's sad what's happening in Mozambique. And here is the African Union saying, silence the guns. We're doing nothing. We're not going to achieve anything when we have leaders like Moussa Faki. Also, I think there should be two types of the African Union. One group should be a greater Africa, not the so-called sub-Saharan Africa. Because I don't think the Arabs are in to help us. They don't. If it's Morocco, they don't even want to trade with us. You know, they'd rather trade with Europe. It's only when they see countries are doing great, that's when they want to become. That's when they want to become Africans. We should get rid of them. You know, we shouldn't even be saying anything in front of them. So we should have an African Union of Greater Africa, not Sub-Saharan Africa, right? And then we can have the African Union with everyone else. You know, Moussa Faki needs to go, and it's only that people cannot. If I had money, I'll send people on planes to go and boycott in Ethiopia to get rid of this man. From Chad. Actually, in Chad, we should just sponsor people in Chad to start boycotting and telling Moussa Faki to leave. Because he's even about to become president of Chad, apparently. He's trying to aim to become president. You know, corrupt. This guy is reeking of corruption. You know, I want to end by saying the African Union is not African, and then we need to rethink. There's one thing that we need to do first is come up with an African Union that's all black. Forget about the northern countries. We know those are invaders. Why are we trying to discuss secrets with them? It's ridiculous. Okay? Because even look, Morocco and Nigeria, they don't use franc. They have their own currency, but they could cut a deal with France, and France is gonna let them. You know, so they are more likely to follow what France says than whereas in Africa it becomes a problem. Benin can't say no, we're not gonna use your franc. Franc gets upset and creates this upheaval in Benin. Chaos ensues if they dare speak against France. And yet Niger and Morocco and all these other, which used to be French colonies, have their own currency. They managed to just cut a deal and they let them, because they're the same people. Arabs are white people, period. Okay? So we should have Greater African Union, which is Sub-Saharan Africa, the so-called Sub-Saharan Africa. But when you say Sub-Saharan, Sub, I know it means below Africa, but in this context, it's stupid. Because the bigger part of Africa is what's there. When you say Sub-Saharan, it's like a little thing. You know, it's Greater Africa. We need to change it. Okay? Thank you for watching this video, and please subscribe. I know I'm a bit upset. I'm just angry, man. I feel like so many people like to hold us down. All these groups that we in trust. We give so much. Instead of them helping us, they end up holding us down. You know, because they are kissas. This is what I said, kissas. Moussa Faki. He shouldn't even be anywhere near the African Union. The guy is less qualified. Doesn't even know what he's talking about. He has no idea what he's doing. He's never done anything. Why would he go and oppose? We have a woman here who's trying to do something, and you can't give her a chance to even oppose this guy, because you know he's going to lose. No one have faith in that guy. Not even a monkey who have faith in that guy. Thank you for watching this video. I know I'm a little bit maybe yelling a lot, but I'm a bit upset. I just think like, we have such a great continent. 90% platinum coming out of there. 60-something% gold. One place in South Africa, Witwatersrand, is provided 75% of the gold you see in the world. For up to date. You know, I know China is now the biggest producer of gold, but the Chinese are smart. They're keeping their gold. They're putting that against their currency. We are doing nothing in Africa. And we have these groups that are meant to represent us, holding us back. Please subscribe to my channel. Please, let's get to 10,000 subscribers real quick, so we can start taking some action. Okay, we change the history, not just talk about it on YouTube, but we start visiting some of these ministries of education in Africa and start to tell them why, educating them on why they should change the history that they're teaching these kids. You know, that's what I want to get to. With your support, we work together. You know, if we say, let's see if we can create an industry here, we can build a factory here, we do it together. And we all make money. Okay? Unity is what we need. Let's fight something. Let's fight for something. Let's fight for us. Let's fight for this color. Okay? Not this individual stuff. It's not going to work. You can leave money to your kids, billions of dollars, at the end of the day, when the police in America sees that kid, that's black, pow! It's not going to be, oh, he's got $1 billion in their account. No. But when we come together the same way China did, then people going to respect us. And groups or committees like the African Union, they are not helping us with people like Moussa Faki. They need to go. If you don't know about Dr. Arikana Chihombori, please look her up and join her group, because it's about action. Thank you. Bye.